Let's have a look ahead. We're going to build on what we did in 2013, 2014. Oh, I can't. Can you change it back there for me? Thank you. Okay. We have always referred to what we do with the land and the water as stewardship. We're responsible for the stewardship of that land. We're now calling it Conservation Resource Department because it's much broader than just the land and the water. We're going to be doing suburban wilderness program. We're doing research and restore and rewild, a term that we're very happy to talk about around the watershed. We're going to continue the scientific studies. You heard about the herpetological studies and the insect studies. This year we're going to do a mammal study of all of our preserves. So we're going to be going along with that. We have been building deer exclosures. If you're familiar with those, an area that's essentially fenced off from deer so we can see how the natural environment reestablishes itself. Sometimes we help it along a little bit by installing some native plants. But the deer who have ravaged the understory of our woods are excluded from these areas. You see a sample of that, one of them on the bottom here. We're going to be doing a new one at a Crossways Preserve. That's the preserve Dennis mentioned is so rich in diversity. About a year and a half ago, we decided to do a memory garden where we're going to take an area that's on the edge of Armand Trout and is on Whitpain Township land. And we're going to restore that from a very overgrown area of non-natives to one that is native trees, and it's a place to go to remember people that have contributed to our organization and to remember people who have been important to us in the past. We have added the staff naturalists, which is really about a weekend activity. This year we brought on the Pisac Preserve, which is our newest preserve. It's part of an agreement, conservation development over near Orland, and we ended up with 34 very nice acres of floodplain woods along Sandy Run, a tributary to the Wissahickon. The biggest problem is that we haven't been able to create easy public access, but we're about to solve that problem. We believe that we're going to be able to put a parking lot in the very near future, which will have a trail that will lead to the Pisac Preserve. And in the Pisac Preserve, there will be a number of soft trails to be able to walk. We have a lot of work to do there. We have a lot of knotweed. We have a lot of invasive plants that we have to remove and reestablish native plants. But that's an ongoing process. We're working very closely with the developer and the adjacent property owners to get this established. We have developed an open space plan, in the process of developing an open space plan, which will be complete for every one of our preserves this year. And there's a good possibility that we may add to our preserves one or possibly two in the coming year. And we're also looking at extending the Green Ribbon Trail. About a year ago, we celebrated the fact that we got the conservation easement through Cedar Brook Country Club, and that completed the Green Ribbon Trail. Well, we decided that we need to extend that Green Ribbon Trail up towards Lansdowne. So there's some opportunities for us to do that with the goal in mind of having it connected to the main stem of the Green Ribbon Trail all the way up to Lansdowne. Next. Water quality. We're going to continue. The William Penn program has been just instrumental in launching us into much better and much more intense water quality work. That grant is a 3-year grant, so we'll be starting the second year next year. And we'll be continuing to do and to teach other people about water quality. We have our Creek Watcher program, which you heard about a few moments ago. We were just thrilled to find over 70 people interested in becoming creek watchers and to take the training and to be able to go out. And many of these people were not members of the Watershed Association, had no alliance to us. They were just interested in the creeks and water, and I think that says volumes about people's interest. And we are doing targeted outreaches. We've actually had a young lady join our staff, Lindsay Blanton, join our staff, and she's the outreach coordinator. She's going out around the community, reaching out into the community, and making presentations about what we're doing. We are trying to get the word out better than we have in the past. Next, please. We are going to culminate our annual campaign, which is all about water quality and improving the water resources, in a conference in May of 2015, May 13th. That will be essentially a follow-up to the one that we did several years ago. You may have attended. It's called Creek in Crisis. Well, this is going to be a continuation of that series of lectures and conferences. It's probably going to be extremely well attended because I think people are going to want to find out what's happened since the last conference. It'll be here on that date at 6 p.m. And we're going to be partnering with Friends of Wissahickon, who we are doing a lot of partnering, and more so than we used to. Next. I believe this is our last slide. our Evans Mumbauer Mill and Environmental Education Program has got a full calendar, April through November. The volunteers are essential to running that program. We have a great growth going on in the past and in the future. Dennis made reference to these numbers a few moments ago, but 900 participants in the wetlands and watershed and groundwater programs, 500 high school students who are doing stream studies, and 950 students, visitors to the mill for learning about simple machines and how the mill operates. So that program is going to continue on a great trajectory. And that's what we have ahead in 2015.